CStar presents here with Matthew. Can't pronounce your last name. Go ahead and do that for us.
It's all good. My name is Matthew Katidjo. Shout out Nico having me on the podcast.
Yeah, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, bro.
This is cool, man. This works out.
We got a lot in common already. I just want people to know we both love honey mustard, and both of us got last names no one can pronounce. I'm Embergulio.
Facts.
So I keep that hidden though. I don't even put people through the trouble. Matthew just out of people's face with it. Whole IG, Matthew can't say it, but that's good.
Matthew Katidjo, man. Keep it simple, nice and easy. Keep it easy for the people.
I'm glad we finally got here. It took us a few tries, but I think that's just how our unorganized podcast goes. So we're gonna maybe I can get some pointers from you. We'll talk about your podcast along with many other things today. But I think the first time I came across you was your curation page, I guess like mood board, and I want to say it was about some champion reverse weave. And I knew from the jump you were the real deal because of how you gave the backstory. You went into in-depth detail, and like that's so underappreciated. Like now everybody's just mood board pictures, no words. Like okay, calm down.
Yeah.
Let's go to the. You dropped the whole 3-paragraph essay in the description, and right there I was like, you sold me. I immediately went to subscribe to the YouTube. I watched a few videos. This was like forever ago. But just off that, you sold me because, and I was like, bro, this guy knows what's up. And I know you stayed coming back to the reverse weave, so give people a little insight into what that is.
All right, so in the past few years, all right, for context here, in the current era, these past 3 years, people have been wearing Champion heavy. What a lot of people don't realize is that at one point, Champion was the go-to Walmart sweatshirt. Like used to get how now we got the Gildans at Walmart, the Hanes. It used to be Champion. Champion has a bunch of different lines from Eco Fleece to reverse weave, and they have a reverse weave premium line, and they have a bunch of other ones as well. Now, my personal favorite is the reverse weave for a few of the reasons. The quality is just absolutely amazing. For about $50 to $60 a sweatshirt, you really can't beat that. The fit is immaculate. It's super thick and heavyweight, and they're super versatile.
Even in Florida, you're fucking with the thick?
You're a real Floridian if you wear hoodies and sweatshirts all year round, bro. Look, I got a hoodie on right now. It's about like, it's nice today, but even in 90-degree weather, you catch me outside in a hoodie, bro. Okay. It is what it is. You know, you feel me? But reverse weave, so a little bit backstory. Reverse weave was created in the 80s, and pretty much the way the fabric is woven, it's in an opposite pattern. So instead of horizontally, I believe it's woven vertically. And the reason for that is Champion worked with like various college coaches, because when they washed like their warm-up suits and all that, when they put in the wash, it dried, they shrunk. So the purpose of reverse weave is actually in weaving it vertically. It stops shrinkage after like washing and drying and things of that nature. Okay. And then now you can get them for super cheap at like online, Amazon, Saks, off Fifth. You can grab some great pieces for like a super great price, and they're definitely worth it in my opinion.
Yeah, bro. I think, like I said, once you gave the history lesson in the comment section, I was like, bro, not enough people appreciate that. And like, for someone who like, I obviously enjoy the minimalism and like how much hype that gets.
Yeah.
It's just like how many times are people just gonna have the mood board, which is no pictures, and post the same thing? Like, how many times do we want to see a Porsche or some like or some Off-White 4s? Like, how many times do we want to see that?
And as cool as that is, right, the thing about it is not everyone could appreciate it and admire it, but not everyone can get it, you know what I mean? And part of it is, like, as much as, that was one of my things, going back to, like, just the mood boards posting up pictures, it's cool, right? You see certain things, but it's like, when there's something that you really want to see and learn more about, they don't really give you information on it. Because, like, I feel like a lot of the mood boards, shout out Hidden NY for being, like, a staple of mood boards, but I feel like that community of, like, mood board curators are kind of, like, a little bit snobby, if you will. They're like, oh, you don't know about it, but I'm not really going to tell you about it. Like, you know, I spread the wealth a little bit, you know?
And at this point, it's just like, they all just like copy each other, because like Lil Jupiter, like, and they all like repost like the stuff they've already posted. Like, I've caught like Lil Jupiter, I mean, they probably know, they probably just don't care, but Lil Jupiter like reposts things like every other week. It's like the same shit. Like, he's made like Power Ranger posts. He's made like that I've seen multiple times. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's just thousands of pictures. I can't just they're not just on my brain right now. I can't replay all those, but, bro, it's just, like, all the time. I mean, he did get that K-Swiss collab from his page, which I think was amazing. And, I mean, Hidden's gotten, like, hella recognition for doing his little thing. He he got a little Drake relationship. I don't know if you ever watched the podcast Throwing Fits, but he went on there before. That's definitely one of my like I used to be really heavy into like here at CStar we all went to Joe Rogan University. But I'm not that Joe Rogan podcast. Yeah, so like we just say like, oh yeah, all of our knowledge comes from Joe Rogan. But I mean that was back in the day. But nowadays I don't really listen to too many podcasts. But I think the one that stayed consistent through like for me has definitely been Throwing Fits. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but that's like
I'm familiar with. I haven't really watched it. I was more into when they were back back in the 4Pins days. I don't know if you remember that.
Nah, I mean they used to reference even before they were Throwing Fits. They had the other podcast. That's where I started listening to them, and they would talk a lot about 4Pins.
What was that, bro?
Yeah, I wasn't on that wave yet, but it's just the mood boards, bro. It's just I mean I definitely love minimalism. I love brands like Jound and stuff like that. Yeah. But at some point, like even I'm kind of tired of it. It makes me want to just like when they do post like something like no one else has posted, or like someone now when I see some fashion like. I used to like get mad when I would see Bape sometimes. I mean, I love Bape, but like Bape is also kind of just like played out at this point, but it's also not minimalism. So I actually kind of like it's like a fresh breath of fresh air every once in a while now.
Yeah, speak about that, right? So I think it was like about a month or two ago, bro. I bought a pair of purple Bape camo shorts, dog.
That's the only camo I buy is a purple one, just so it's known.
Yeah, you feel me? Okay, this is good. I like it. But like in middle school, early high school, bro, I was into like all like that streetwear stuff, right? But your boy didn't have money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this year I'm making a small goal of mine, just pick up grills that I've wanted from back in the day. So I bought the purple Bape shorts, and I'm like, honestly, it's been one of the best purchases of the past 3 years. To be completely honest with you, bro, like I love it.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like the only thing like I possibly would do is buy like any pair of Bapes just to have. Because I think that would just be like a funny shoe to just like beat the fuck out of. And then 2, I would definitely buy like a full zip purple camo hoodie. But other than that, it's like, I mean, I think it's just kind of played out. I did I recently just got my first human made piece. Okay. I was just you can get like all their shoes basically like for like $50 on GOAT right now. So I got the Superstars. The Superstar
so like
collab.
It's funny because in Miami, I don't know if you saw the video. It was like a sample sale vid. So they did Adidas this week, and my boy went because I was just swamped at work this week. But they had like a bunch of like Y3 samples, the human made samples and things of that nature.
Oh, that's hard.
Like look, they had everything like $50 for like the shoes. Jackets were anywhere from like 35 to 70. But like he went at the end of the week, so it was already kind of dry. But I was watching like through the stories and all that, and they had everything from the recent drops.
That's hard. I definitely gotta fucking catch a flight next time. But
pull up, bro. I got you.
I seen in your most recent video you copped the Yeezy Season 3. So I definitely like that. I've been looking into like a lot of stuff recently too. I haven't pulled the trigger on any of it. That and also what stands out to me is you've always been like low key with the designer sneakers. So I remember you I watched your progression with your Margielas. Margiela definitely one of my favorite shoes as well. I don't own any Margielas, but what I do own is the actual like Adidas shoe, the one that the replica is made from. Let me tell you, I was in Nordstrom the other day. We were getting clothes for like our friend's birthday that just passed, and like one of the employees like we just asked to all get our sizing, and one of the employees was just like getting hella snobby with us, and he tried to play me. He was like, "Oh, are those the Margielas? Oh." I was like, "No, these Adidas." Like, "Oh, they copied Margiela." I'm like now I gotta educate you in front of your little mans, because he was training his one dude. He was training his dude to give us measurements. I was like, now I gotta educate him in front of his little mans, and I was like, so the Margielas are called the replicas, and what you think they're a replica of? And he was like, I'm a fashion major. I should know this. I just figured the bigger brand copied. I was like, first of all, you a fashion major and you don't know that designer brands copy way more than anyone else. Like that's all designer brands do is copy.
Bro, let me tell you something. If you when you do decide to come down to like Miami, right, be prepared for that everywhere you go. Because as soon as you said Nordstrom, I thought of the Nordstrom I went to in Aventura. That's like one of like it's like a little bit higher end district because I live in we out here. But like we got to make a trip to go to a nice place. Let's put it like that, right? But I walked in there. I think it's pretty much the same story. I was looking at a pair of Gats, bro. And then this is when they still had a bunch of the futures out and around. So I was looking at the pair of Gats. I had my I think it was a pair of Sambas back then, just like a regular pair of Sambas with this extended tongue, like the soccer version.
Oh, I actually have that pair too. Yeah.
You got that pair? I bet. So we were talking, he was like, yo, so like, why do those look like Margellas? And I was like, pretty much the same thing. Like,
oh, yo, they just must train them to do that. Train them to be dickheads, like,
no, like
and not know nothing.
No, not even only in Nordstrom, bro. Like, there's this one store called the Webster here, right? And luckily, I had a boy that worked there, and he was like super chill. He was like, you could talk to him about stuff, but like his coworkers, bro, they were on some snobby shit, bro. And I'm like, as much as I respect you, this is the outlet, bro. Like, calm down. You're not all there, bro. It's the outlet. Calm down.
Yo, I mean, shit. It is what I guess fashion made, bro. I mean, fashion is one of those things where it's definitely elitist and classist. So, I guess once you get that Nordstrom retail job, you feel like you're at the top of the food chain. But I mean, there's definitely a chip that comes on people's shoulders when they're a fashion major.
Oh, for sure. Cause like between my friend group, like if any of my friends that I'm watching this, love you guys. But like I'm like the freshest person in the group. Like I'm not even gonna lie about that.
Yeah. So again, we have something in common because I'm also the freshest in the group.
That's what I'm talking about now. But speaking of that party you went to, I saw those fits. I
saw
yeah.
Oh, you know I had on feet, bro. I actually didn't. I was just doing a refresh for your page. I didn't catch this the first time. I seen you were into the filling pieces, and I've been on filling pieces, bro, since. Like, bro, Jound and filling pieces. I've been clocking since high school. Could never get it. Actually, I bought my first filling pieces senior year prom. The same shoes I wore the other night for prom. Bro. Like they're right behind me. They're out of frame, but they're behind back there still out of the box, bro. Filling pieces is like
underrated brand.
I try to put everybody on. I love that brand so much. Oh, bro, yeah.
Off rip in the past 10 minutes, you've already became my favorite person. Oh God, like, bro, because what the hell is we'll get into film pieces now, because fuck it, I don't know, but like I got my pair. So same thing. I've been wanting them forever. Never could drop it. We had a store here called Century 21. There's like a designer outlet store, right? And I found a pair of filling pieces. They only wanted like $32 for it.
Yep.
And that's how I got my first pair. I purchased the track pants like about a few months ago. And like last year, I purchased like the invitation jacket, like filling pieces.
I've yet to get into the clothing, but bro, I clock everything. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, no one's really onto it, so like you can get them for like super cheap a lot of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely want to peek into the clothing. I remember when they dropped the clothing. I've yet to get into that, and we gotta go back to the Yeezy season stuff because I've definitely been clocking a lot of that stuff too. But I just want. But we already kind of covered it, but I definitely one of my questions I wanted to ask you was just like, I guess like your favorite brands either like of all time or like you can go right now. It seems like you stay true to the grain, so you liked it back then and now you're finally copping it up. So go ahead and rain it off for us.
All right, so let's go with some of my favorite brands at the moment. All right, so at the moment, top number one position is Aleeks, hands down, no question about it. Something it's technical, but it's still wearable. It's just something about the brand that I really love. And with the recent way of how the world's going, I really just hope Matthew Williams doesn't do any dumb shit. Cause like I have too much damn Aleeks for him to do something stupid, and like this man gets like canceled or whatever. Like I'm not trying to go through that. But other than Aleeks, huge fan of Jound. Just again going back to the minimalism, that's also a huge part of it. Like you can't beat minimalism. Like at any point, look.
Bro, they started that, and they didn't start that, but bro, like that and mood boards, they kind of just like
they mashed together. It worked out perfectly.
And they were just like at the forefront of like being cool and just doing all that, and it's just
exactly.
Now it's just gone. Now it's just not gone, but now you can't like it's so far gone you can't like bring it back in. You can't catch it. Like that's just here to stay.
For sure, and that's a big part of it too. Is like. My YouTube channel is literally showing a bunch of clothes for no reason, right? At the end of the day, it's a 3-piece outfit. A black tee, some black jeans, and whatever pair of shoes are they. So at the same time, like, there's no real reason for me to be buying all these extra clothes when at the end of the day, my outfits are just mad minimal, calling it like that. But Jound is number 2. Number 3, I'm going to do a top 3 brands right now. For 3, I'm going to have to say Saint Laurent, like off rip, because I feel like that's been a staple in my wardrobe. When it comes to jeans, it's always a pair of DO2s. I think you can't really beat them in terms of boots. I love the sneakers. I can't do tops. I'm not built for Saint Laurent tops at all.
Yeah, but, you covered that in the last vid.
Yeah, facts, yo, because yo, if I could, I would, but bro, I tried on like a size double. I have a size double XL tee from Saint Laurent. It fits like a medium large. Like it's literally just not for me. But I'd say that those are my three top brands at the moment. But overall, man, I'm just a huge like I won't even say I'm a fan of fashion. I'm just saying like I'm a fan of clothing. Like I just like different clothes, cuts, colors, everything. I'm just like a fan of like that portion of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely you're more into the designer side of things than me. I'm not on that wave yet. I mean, I still take it all in, and I still I still follow it all. But as far as just me and what I wear, it's usually, usually just in a hoodie, some jeans, and then for the most part, I got like 20 pairs of New Balances, so it's usually probably some of them. But cause that's the staple shoe up here. So
You guys are.
yeah, so I'm not on the designer wave yet. But hopefully we'll get there soon. Like I said, if I keep going to Nordstrom, I'm eventually just feel peer pressured into just join the cult. So I might have to just become one of them. But next I want to talk is about like just YouTube in general, because I mean you stayed with it for a while, and that's definitely I guess give yourself a round of applause, because I mean that's something, bro. Like you definitely stayed with it. That's not an easy thing to do. You know what I mean?
It's really not, man. And the funny thing is, so YouTube is weird for me, right? I've always had it as something to do for fun. I never took it too seriously until recently, mostly because like recently I've been seeing it as, look, put it like this: filming, editing, B-roll, everything is a pain in the ass. But somewhere in that whole process, it makes me happy. Mm-hmm. Like it makes me feel at peace. Like you look at the timeline of stuff going on. If you have no idea how to edit a video, you're like, you don't know what you're looking at. But in all that madness, I find it relaxing for me because, bro, just recently, just like to deviate a little bit. Recently, bro, life's been wild. And when I go back to like Final Cut, I mean, whatever it be, maybe when I sit down behind the computer,
that's
editing,
consistent.
I feel happy. Yeah, like that's a consistent piece. But my YouTube adventure started with an old Metro PCS phone. This is a video I deleted, but I never had it. I never wish I did. It was like the first basic phone that at the time everybody got from Metro PCS, and that's when like jailbreaking was like starting to come up for like the iPhone 3s, and people just straight up called it unlocking.
Oh, so this is a minute ago.
This is fat, bro. So it was like how to unlock. I think it was like the M735. And I literally just had the phone on screen and just unlocked it, bro. The amount of hate comments on the video were immaculate.
Yo, how old were you at that point?
I want to say like I was in like 6th grade, dog.
Yo was a memer. Yo was a hardcore memer. That was a very.
I was about it.
Did it get like recognition? Like how many views we talking?
I remember it had for sure. The last time I looked at it was like 12K views, and then like and then when I started wanting to actually make videos, I'm like, I'm gonna delete this because this doesn't look good for the channel. And I was like,
you should just private it, bro, because that's fucking hilarious.
Yo, that's hilarious. Like, I'm looking back, I'm like, yo, this was gold. I'm looking back, it was gold. My first, like, actual video that kind of stayed to what the channel is now was, like, it was a New Balance on feet video. I think it was about 31 seconds long. It's just a pair of 574s on feet in this camo colorway. And that was my first video, man. Yeah,
I think that's everyone's first pair of New Balances, because I had an all-black 574 as my first pair. Yeah. That's just that's just standard issue.
It is a standard issue, but 574 is such a good silhouette. But I also got beef with New Balance, right? So, because you in that area, so New Balance, pay attention to you guys. Check me out. I posted a picture of the same 574s with some camo pants. I was on the whole matching wave back in the day. Jesus, that was terrible. But I posted a fit like with the New Balances. They reposted it and they followed me on Instagram, right? And
New Balance?
Yeah, but this is where I get beef now. Recently, they switched up their whole social media marketing setup. So now they deleted all those old posts. So I don't got my picture up no more. They don't follow me no more, bro. So I got a little bit of beef with them now. But
that's wild. What year was the picture from?
I want to say 2015, 16.
That's a break. How'd you peep they deleted? You just seen they deleted a bunch of shit?
So you know how, because it was like, it's one of those pictures that they tagged me in, right? And I was
you're in your
tags one day, and then it wasn't there anymore. And I went to my followers list, and New Balance wasn't there no more. I was like, oh, I see how it is. And then I scrolled down their Instagram and said like 50 posts. I'm like, nah, bro, y'all playing.
They had to restart.
Yeah, they restarted. It is what it is, bro. I enjoy my moments of fame for a little bit. It's okay though. I got screenshots, so it's all that matters.
It's like oh yeah, always got the evidence. But as far as like footwear goes, like you see, I like a lot of people. At least me, like I started like first. And my first appreciation, like after that Nordstrom incident, like I was with my friends, so like my one friend was just asking me like when I even became so into all this, and I mean it was definitely middle school, like because in my middle school, 7th grade what's hot is like, or like 9th, 7th grade, just all over. But sixth grade what's dropping is like LeBron 9 All-Star Game Pack, like the KDs and the Kobe's, like the Galaxies, the Big Bangs and stuff. And then at the end of and then like there's also. So my favorite LeBrons were definitely LeBron 9 Cannons. I don't know if you remember those, but I eventually got to cop those because those definitely were my grails. I copped those like a year ago, and then like also middle schools, like that's just the golden era of like Nike basketball for me at least. Yeah, because like also got like LeBron 10s in there. Once the 11 hits, it's like it just kind of falls off. But like LeBron 7 through 10 is just definitely golden age, and then like all the Kobe's are pretty much just about the same after the 4. So actually. Yeah, 4. Yeah, after the 4, because the 5 through whatever until they get high top are just basically the same shoe. But the Kobe 7 definitely was my favorite. But yeah, so that definitely got me into it. I never had any of those. I didn't get any of those when I was younger. I was one of those Air Max 90s or the Shotos. Like those were like the essentials that I stuck to. Yeah. It was one of, you saw me in one of those. I even had the Kermit the Frog Shotos back then.
Oh snap!
Yep, okay. They're actually that's like 15 years of their partnership this year. You saw that? Yeah, I had the original Sheltos though. It had like the little Kermit's like little neck piece on the tongue. I was unstoppable. But it definitely started for me back like in middle school, just with at least footwear mainly, and then like eventually like as you get older, you just start to care about like how you like your all over appearance more. So like now it's more so just all full clothing but. It sounds for you, it's mainly been clothing, and shoes are just obviously part of clothing. You know what I mean? It's like I started as definitely like more of a sneakerhead, and I was wondering if like what your start was, if it was similar or not.
So my start was literally the exact same. Started middle school era sneaker, like my grails were like it's still and I think they're releasing this year again. LeBron 8 South Beach. I think they're coming.
You are in Miami, so that makes sense.
Yes, sir. So those were grail. I had so in middle school, let's put it like this. My 3 go-to shoes for middle school were these one. It's not the Air Monarch. It's a shoe that looks like it, but it was like that one another dad Nike shoe that I got from JCPenney. I had a pair of high top Puma Clydes that I got from my cousin as a hand-me-down, and the 2008 Cappuccino Blazer, which I wish I still had. Those were my 3 middle school shoes because again, your boy didn't have money like that back in whatever I could get. But me, I loved like Jordan. At that time, I was definitely into Jordan 3s, 3 through 7. LeBrons, of course, the Kobe's. My grail right now is a Kobe 8 Pit Viper. I wish I could get a pair of those. That's a grail for me. But same thing.
Is that the ones like brownish and green?
Those are like the purple and green ones. The purple and green ones. I think those are the pythons, the brown ones are the pythons.
I can't put. There's so Kobe is just there's so many Kobe's, and they're all just so like I said, they're all so similar, bro. They're just lost. The only ones I definitely got ingrained in my head are like the Kobe 7 and all those, the shark, the leopard, the invisibility cloak. I got all those just ingrained in here. Never even seen them in person.
I feel all these shoes, they're just like shoes I wish I was able to get at one point, bro. I still don't get anything this year. Maybe I'll grab a grail or 2. But yeah, from there on, I went from the shoes. Then I started like going on YouTube because like I wanted to. So I didn't know there was a YouTube community dedicated to sneaker reviews, right? I did not know that.
Who'd you find first?
I want to say it was Nightwing.
Nightwing? Yo, shout out to Nightwing. I think mine was definitely Scoop 208 though.
Yo, shout out my man Scoop, dog.
With the Facebook group, yeah, dude was on top of it. But Nightwing, yeah, he was more like performance, but he definitely was on top of it. And he was just such a short little dude.
Yo, I still watch his videos. Like I watched it yesterday. Like he drops the video, I still watch it just for fun, bro. Like just the nostalgia of it all. But like from there, I saw the sneaker reviewers, and slowly it kind of transitioned from sneakers to how can I get my baggy pants to not look so baggy? that I can show off my shoes. And I didn't know there was something like slim pants. I thought baggy pants was the only pants alive.
You were in a one pants world, my friend. That's bad vibes.
I was in a one pant, bro. I was in a one pant, like wide ass khaki pants and like a long ass pair of cargo shorts. Like that was my vibe. I didn't know better.
That was everybody's middle school vibe though, so you weren't left out.
Yo, like type beat, bro. And then like I started learning about like different pants. I started finding people like Jacob Keller, the OG, the #1 fashion guy that influenced my whole style.
Is that the bald dude, or is that a different Jacob?
Yep.
Yeah, I just watched, bro. Actually, we gotta talk about that, bro, because I think one of the sickest things of fashion is how people like him just shave their head and then wear fucking 30-year-old disgusting t-shirts. That's like the sickest thing of fashion. I think that's the most disgusting thing. Like, I love the vintage like Carhartt jackets. Most of my jeans are like I buy like used vintage jeans just because.
Yeah.
What's the difference? You know what I mean? Like those are thick, like heavy pieces though, like jackets and jeans. Like that's different than like that white t-shirt that's not really white anymore, and Jacob just putting over his bald head. I'm like, bro, you are wild, and that's sick.
I can't do that, bro.
Yeah, you can't do that either. I love his content. I love like the bare knuckles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, bro, this shirt, it barely got a collar anymore. Like it's just hella holes. Like I'm like,
bro, I got one vintage shirt. Like it's still white though. It has distressing on the collar, distressing everywhere. Like it's like an '80s Porsche t-shirt, bro. But like. It's not that level of distress yet, you feel me? And I was like, nah, I don't think I can go that far, though. I don't think I can hit that far.
But he's also one of those educational channels, because, I mean, he like, when he gets those vintage pieces, he goes into, like, and, like, when I watch him, like, I'm not into that world too much, like, that branch of fashion, so, I mean, you do learn a lot. He was showing, like, the last thing I watched was, like, this hoodie where, like, the hood is added later and how, like, these are worth, like, thousands of dollars nowadays. I'm like, bro, that's wild. That's cool. Yeah, I'm like, that's cool, so... I learned something, but those t-shirts you showed before that had me about to throw up, so.
No, yeah, for real. No. The whole, like, I'm cool. Y'all do with the vintage. I have a meter to where my vintage goes up to. Like, I'll take probably, like, the 80s and, like, maybe, like, light wear, and that's about it. Like, I'm not going further than that, you feel me?
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I learned a lot from Jacob. I'm not going to lie to you, man. I credit a lot of, like, what I know, especially with minimalism thing, like, he is one of the people that showed me what the hell minimalism was, and that's when I started like figuring out like Jacob Keller. I owe a lot to Jacob Keller. I'm really like straight up honest with you. I owe a lot to that man.
Yeah, nah, he did have a steady progression too. Like, you know what I mean, he's had the YouTube, he just did the vintage. Eventually I think he did like his little. He started selling the vintage, and then he got like his own brand, or maybe he started his own brand and then selling the vintage. That doesn't seem like.
Bare knuckles was first, and then help.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
But yeah, his brand goes pretty hard though. I mean, he built like a cult following. So,
oh, for sure.
Like I said, I'm happy to see people like that do it.
Yeah, I love to see it, bro.
But so you went from YouTube and now you progressioned over. Actually, before we even get into the podcast, I want to talk about like just like the main thing, like probably like some of the hardest parts of YouTube for you. I know you stay consistent because it's like. My favorite part after like editing a video, I don't really do like the podcasts aren't that hard to edit. I don't do like the type of videos like the B-roll footage and stuff like that you do. But like I know for me, the best part of editing a video, because I have edited our videos, is like when you think it's finished and before you even upload it, because you're like it's just you and the work. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you just get that sigh of relief, and that's the best part for me. But even before it's even uploaded, then like I obviously see people's feedback and stuff is good, but like just you and the video is cool. It's probably my favorite part. But I just want to know like. I guess like some of the challenges or like maybe the hardest or like your favorites like just is consistent, brings the happiness, but I guess like one of the challenges you faced.
So it's funny that you say like the consistency aspect of it, right? And because honestly, that up until like these past like 6 videos, bro, you gotta look at the dates, man. There's no consistency.
No, I meant like you get happiness out of the consistency of like you said like when you go into the editing video, it's just like that's always like that's something solid in life that brings the joy from it because you know what you're getting into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I know like YouTube wise, like it's hard to stay consistent.
Yeah, that's like honestly for me, it's really been like you hear that a lot, but it's definitely been mine. Like because between school and work. And having to be able to film and edit and all that consistency is like the hardest part for me. In terms of like the marketing aspect of it, I think it's not easy, but it's like it's simple. Let's put it like that, because like you don't gotta do too much. You know, put it on your social channels. Make sure you got the right tags, tag the right people, the marketing will take care of itself. So there's nothing on that. It's really for me. It's just staying consistent, because at one point it's happened a few times where like I'm like, yo, one thing is like, what do I want to put on YouTube, right? And that's where in the past few videos I've been trying to change it up a little bit, because I'm just like using the shotgun approach. Mm-hmm. Shoot something till it sticks, right? Because it started off as sneakers, went into fashion. Now there's some vlogs in there. I have like 1 or 2 tech videos. I'm just trying everything in hopes that something sticks, not only for me, but the people that I bring to the channel, right? Because at the end of the day, I just do the YouTube for fun at this point. I'm not trying to look into anything seriously. If one day I wake up and I got 50K subs, cool. But for me, I'm just doing it as something on the side for me to have fun while doing it. But really, it's consistency for me, man. That's the thing that gets me.
Do you have any type of like background in like video editing or anything like that?
Not at all. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really either. We all did, like, everybody who's kind of involved with me, like, we all took like one like televideo class in high school.
Yeah.
Nothing but just funny times. One of us knows how to seriously edit, and shout out to Kuma, but the rest of us are kind of just like, we'll just get on Discord, we'll live stream, he'll tell us what to do. We actually had in high school, this is no joke, we had our friend, shout out to Tez, he edited a video in Photoshop. The teacher gave him an A because he didn't even know that was possible.
Yo, what?
Yo, this man edited a video in Photoshop. We were supposed to be using Premiere. This dude edited a video in Photoshop, and the teacher gave him A because he didn't even know that was possible. But
yeah,
like,
that's fire.
that's our editing background. So like, dude, and that's why, you know, YouTube is just like, you get to really see the people, like, they're putting out what they want, and like I said, like, it shouldn't be about like just getting famous or blowing up or whatever. Because like we were saying, Jacob Keller wasn't just like showing his t-shirts just to get famous, you know what I mean? Like, you can see the genuine, and that's why his fan base is so strong, and that's why he got to do all the things he did, because he was so genuine with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's really important. But so the YouTube, and I guess now let's talk about your podcasting so far. I know 7 episodes in 6, 7, I think.
Is it 7? I honestly don't know.
It's something around there.
Right.
You and your co-host, the MMA dude. I also watched your vlog where like you got the kick on the thumbnail. So I didn't know how deep you were into that. I wanted to talk about that a little bit, because we have also been recently getting into just like the whole wellness and just like running, and we all just recently started going to the gym and working out a little bit. I got some friends who started like doing like MMA type stuff. It's like I can see just a steady progression for everybody right now. It's really beautiful.
So let's go into that. So let's start with the podcast first, because you know what? It's funny that you reached out to me like to do the podcast. Literally, I want to say no less than an hour before you sent me that first message, dog. I was literally like probably taking a shower and was like, I want to start my own podcast, like a solo podcast, right? Because I got my podcast with my boy Daniel. That's all cool and fun for us. My manager actually has his own podcast with like where they do like their BS, right? And then so Daniel also has his own like an MMA podcast just for him. And I was like, there's times where I'm just like talking to myself. I'm like, yo, I should make a podcast for myself, even if nobody watches it, just so I can.
There's no reason why everybody shouldn't have a podcast.
That's what I'm saying. So that's like a big part of it. I'm like, yo, I might as well just start a podcast. But that really, so the way I started that podcast, right? So me and Daniel both clocked out one day. We had like a back closet where we put our gear and all that stuff. We literally clocked out. We were in the closet for an hour talking, bro, and we were laughing our asses off, right? We opened the door and everyone's like looking at us like, yo, what the fuck? And we're like, yo, you guys are still here? I'm like, yeah. Like, why you guys? So pretty much that's how we started our podcast. We're just BSing in the closet, and it ended up turning into a podcast. But as far as like the martial arts wise goes, bro, that runs deep, because I think you posted like the Thunder Rangers, right? That one time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. So that's like, I love that you did that, because shout out to Power Rangers once again. So like, how this worked? Where I currently work now is where I started training martial arts.
Gym.
My cousin used to go there. Yep. Because my cousin used to go there. We were jits. And one day my boss came out. My boss right now. So he's like, yo, you want to try a class? You're always here watching your cousin. And I was like, nah, I told him this, quote unquote, nah, I don't need to do martial arts. I watched the Power Rangers. I know how to fight.
Oh, yeah.
That was quote unquote my line.
Perfect sense.
And he goes,
put you on your ass.
Yeah. And he goes, you know what? Come take a class next week. I was like, all right. And the first class I took, let me tell you, was a sparring class. So I got thrown into a sparring class and I had no idea what was going on. So from 6 years old until 21 years old, man, I've been training martial arts over there.
Oh,
so that's my little story
So
with it.
is it like a all over, just all around type gym, or is it like focused in one discipline?
So we started off as a kung fu school, and that's where I started as well. It wasn't until at the time during kung fu we had sanshao, which was a Chinese kickboxing, and we had like light jujitsu, nothing too crazy. And then we had kickboxing, of course. And as time progressed, I want to say in the last 6-7 years, we've added like an actual BJJ class. We have gi and no gi. We have a Muay Thai program, and then we have a Wing Chun curriculum as well too. So now it's kind of more of a little bit of everything, all in one essentially.
Yeah, I think at least for me, I think this is probably something everybody realizes. Like once I started like working out again, like we go back to like the YouTube and like just getting in that consistency. And once like you get to the video and you see the editing and you know what's coming, it's something consistent to work towards. Like going to the gym and like just overall staying fit is like another like satisfying consistency in life that I wish I would have had for longer than the last few months I've had it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think everybody probably wishes they start earlier. But I'm just like, I just know for a fact if I started like a year ago, like shit would have been amazing. Like I'm talking like post-COVID or pre-COVID. If I would start pre-COVID, like this shit would have just kept carrying on, and now it's just like, bro, I don't even know what I would be doing if I didn't go to the gym, because it's like that. It's like I found a way to we go almost every day. It's like I found a way to just like somehow build my life and still dedicate 2 hours a day to the gym. Yeah. And, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes me more efficient. Like, that's consistency just adds to my efficiency. And it's just making me healthier. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Of course.
I feel like just more people need to just, like, discover that and just it takes a lot of discipline, for one. And which, at least I know I didn't have too much discipline. So it definitely added a lot for me. I'm assuming you probably get similar things from it.
Yeah.
Definitely from the mixed martial arts.
No, 1000%. Look. Genuinely, if I never started training martial arts or never even transitioned to the point where I got to work as an instructor, genuinely, I do not think I would have been doing anything remotely physically active. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've never been a sports guy, like basketball, football, so none of that. That's never been part of me. I rode my bike around as a kid, but that's really about it. So genuinely, if I never started martial arts, I don't think I would be doing anything like physically active with my life, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, and I think that you get the all-around package too. Like I definitely, when I was younger, I definitely played basketball. Like I played soccer and basketball in high school, lacrosse, and like I was definitely one of those kids that was like always active and stuff. So I've kind of gotten by on just like being like, I'm not like super fit, but like I've always been skinny and like I'm somewhat taller. So I'm not really like healthy though. Like I couldn't go run a marathon. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like I'm kind of fit because I just ran around as a kid a lot. So, you know what I mean? I was one of those dudes. And like literally just yesterday I had to go renew my license from my like original license. And on that license I'm 5'9", 135. And I've been walking around 135, 140 for like my whole adult life until like the last month. I'm now like, well, I've been taller now. It's just I'm now like I've been 6 foot for a few years now, but now I'm like 160. This is the heaviest I've ever been. I've never been past like 140 something, and it's just like, you know what I mean? Now I feel like a grown man. You know, you know what I mean? I'm not walking around 140.
Games, that's why he gets swole.
That's what I was saying. Like it's just insane that it's just the. And it was quick too, bro. Like I mean, I do like the little protein stuff, but it was just quick and it's just fun. Like I generally like. Also, bro, I don't bring my phone in the gym. It's just like whole type of physical discipline, mental discipline, just amazing.
I respect that. I gotta take my phone in the gym. Like I need like, cause the gym, bro. Like other than like when I'm training martial arts, like when I go to the regular gym, I can't deal with their music. I'm being real with you. I gotta bring my phone in there.
So I definitely get the gym I go to definitely gives me that mix. It's just sometimes it's just Juice WRLD, sometimes it's just like edgy band music that's screaming at me. I get whatever I get that day, but of course, nothing's more frustrating than seeing somebody just sit on the machine like this though. Like,
oh no, 1000%, bro. And especially like, when you ask them how many sets you got left, they're like, oh no, I got like 10 more. I'm like, bro, what do you mean you got 10 more? You on the phone, dog? Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. Like people go there and like half the time spent on the phone. But now I know how I'd be acting when I'm doing homework because I know half my time's like this. But so if I had that discipline at the desk, my life would be even better. So, but I'll never get there. So when I'm like, maybe I can't blame him at the gym. But yeah, man. Thank you for coming on. I don't know if you want to ask me any questions, but this is great.
Nah, bro. Like honestly, no. Genuinely, like actually one of the questions I was gonna ask you, how did you find out about my stuff? And you kind of answered that at the beginning, which was cool.
Yeah, nah. I've definitely been following you for probably close to even if not over a year now. I think.
Yeah, I think it was around COVID because I released that picture around COVID time with the sweatshirt. So like beginning of it, the first lockdown or something.
I think I was found. I think maybe I'm not. I think that put me on to you. Maybe someone else reposted and I saw the caption. And I was just like, this is what's up. But yeah, nah, that's definitely the first post I definitely remember, and it was probably around then I followed you. But yeah, nah, ever since then I've been consistent content. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. No, that's cool to see because like it's not that often you get to sit down with someone who's actually like seen your stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's cool. I appreciate that, man. Like 1000% appreciate.
Alrighty, bro. This is great. We like I said, honey.
I enjoyed this, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed this.
Honey mustard, filling pieces. That's basically all the world needs for friendship. You know what I mean? So
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad.
But thank you again very much, man. This is great.
Thank you for having me.